Virginia Tech Hokies, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Gamecocks will kick it away to start us off. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Here's the handoff. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Soft spot in the middle. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
Nice play design on that one. You make it easy for your quarterback, too, because it's easy to see what's happening right in front of you. Over the middle of the field, you can see where defenders are dropping. You can see where the soft spots are in zone coverage. And just a really nice job by the QB locating his guy and making an accurate throw.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early. We're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit. You're getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for him.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. They've got the screen set up. On the move at the 30. Open runway ahead. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
I love this running back and the job he does once he has the ball in his hands on this screen pass. He was real patient. You got to allow these 300-pound offensive linemen to sort of collect themselves and stammer down the field and try to block some of these linebackers and DBs, and that's exactly what the running back did. Great job with patience.
And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. Handoff to the fullback. A run up the middle is stuck for no gain. On the fly. Brings up 2nd and goal. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's looking to throw. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Here comes the option. Keeps the legs moving. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
This running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not a really huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him and just, you know what, let his talent do the rest.
They've gotten pushed back, but it's still 3rd and goal. He's looking to throw. He's got it. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost.
This defense really does a nice job playing with their eyes and pursuing the ball. They took away all the quarterback's options down the field. When he finally checked it down, they rallied to him, made the tackle, now setting up 4th.
And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Field goal is good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
I know one thing this head coach does every week is he challenges his guys to start fast. And it's so important today, playing on the road in this kind of environment. You saw a nice drive. They didn't get the touchdown they would have loved, but still, kicking that field goal and taking this early lead, that's a statement for the visiting team.
Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Offense set on 1st down. The give to the back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. To the ground with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Now looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Heaves it deep. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
This is an opportunity to show your offense you believe in them. Their opening drive of the game, still in their own territory, going for it on 4th down. The Gamecocks will move the sticks with the 1st down. In your own territory, 4th down, no problem at all. They just go for it again.
What about you, Reese? You going for that?
Yeah, man. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. Goes to the option. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. And if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
Tried to pound it on 1st down, now back to the line. On the move. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Virginia Tech 3, South Carolina 0.
Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him. He'll make those contested catches.
The Gamecocks are rolling down the field. Using his feet. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
2nd down coming up.
After that 5-yard loss, some work to do now to keep this drive humming at 2nd and 15. Looks as if he's going to run it. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback running game going. Moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. Quarterback checking off. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And he gets home again, continuing his production. Last week, 2 sacks. This week, already a sack in the 1st half. This guy has been on a sack terror.
It'll go out of bounds. Depends on where they spot it, but looks as if it'll be around the 45. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
Yeah, I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
They'll go to the ground. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
And as an offense, having success on a run play like that early in the game just opens up all the possibilities of your playbook moving forward. Play action, running the ball, throwing the ball, screens, anything is at your disposal at this point.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to take a shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, they decided to get aggressive. That was just 3rd and very manageable. Instead, they saw something, thought they could take a shot, but that's the risk reward. You don't come up with it. Now you got 4th down.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. What a great job on that kick, bouncing it out of bounds inside the 10. South Carolina offense is back on the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
The best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Running game worked on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. Pulls and fires complete to the right. Open space at the 25. Nothing but green ahead. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Kept it on the ground on 1st down. Let's see what they do on 2nd. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
This is a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. He fires a bullet to the right. And it's caught inside the 30. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. Takes a handoff. It's Boone. He tried to find some running room, but they get him stopped.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. A designed run for the quarterback. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
QBs that can run completely change your game plan. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand, now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the 4th quarter.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the 1st down.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the 1st down.
It's a good job, too, there on 3rd down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing is how good are you at staying on the field, keeping drives alive. Whether it's 3rd and long or 3rd and inches, you just have to go execute. And they do it there.
This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks!
A big question mark for this offense coming into the year, guys. Who could score touchdowns? Who are going to be their biggest playmakers on offense? This guy scored in the 1st game. He's off to a great start in this one with that touchdown. This guy looks like the real deal.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the 2nd half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the 1st half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. He's looking to throw it. Firing to the right, complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Running out of time here in the 1st half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Fires one high and deep. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
Really nice play by the defender, being in a good position for that deep ball down the field, not letting the receiver put his big body on him, go up over top. The only thing that could have been better is that thing tipped to another defender, and it was an interception, but great coverage by the defender.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Fires it into a crowd, and it's picked off. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
With the score, South Carolina 7, Virginia Tech 3.
The Hokies will boot it away to start the second half. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And if I'm the running back, I'm going to be like, listen, O-line, can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
This is the type of play that can give the offense momentum. Third and short from inside the 20. Finds the tight end. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on third and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, first down.
The Gamecocks with the 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Moves away as he feels pressure. Pulls it in on the left. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it and try to get his offense some positive yards.
Quarterback keeper. They make the tackle at the 22. Will give him 5 yards on the play. It'll be enough for a first down.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it to the right here. fighting off the defender. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
In halftime in this locker room, there's a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. But you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here. And I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Second and goal for the offense. Quarterback will keep it. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, South Carolina. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. This quarterback part of their running game. Past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Hokies want to move quickly. He'll come out throwing on first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
It's 2nd down.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Makes the catch and he's brought down.
That's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
Oh, my, he just shanked that one. And no shot at a return here as the punt goes out of bounds. offense is back on the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they want, and now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Offense gets set for second down. They'll leave it with him. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll give it to the back. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, South Carolina 14, Virginia Tech 3.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Wide receiver shows motion. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Past the 30. Running toward the tape. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Hawaii is getting dominated today. And, you know, the folks in Honolulu deserve better than this. No excuse ever for this kind of a clunker. They're trailing by 17 to Florida Atlantic. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. The Hokies racing to the line in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on second down. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Faced with a third and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Looking to throw for it. Finds a soft spot in the middle. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38. And the Hokies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
The Hokies are marching down the field.
A huge game. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and have a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
Let's see what they've got on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Sends it downfield. And he intercepts it. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
In situations like this, offensively, when you got the lead in the fourth quarter, when you got to run the ball, you go back to the runs that you have the most confidence in, that you can execute in your sleep, and they do it right there, ripping off 7 yards.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. The hand to the running back. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game, being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
The offense has it now at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Now on the move. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd down.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
Really nice awareness by that guy, too, because it looked as though his momentum might carry him out of bounds, might stop the clock, but he knew to get down. He was fighting to make sure he fell down in the field of play, and as a result, the clock keeps ticking.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, South Carolina.
Third down, and they'll need to get the ball to the 38-yard line. Off play action. Throws to the wideout. Or did he find a hole in that secondary? Touchdown Gamecocks! And the stomping has commenced.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
And the extra point gives them a 28-3 lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
And the Hokies want to pick up the tempo.
Well, it's a good time to mix in the run play. You're down, it's late in the fourth quarter right now, and everyone's expecting you to throw, so not a lot of defenders in the box. So that's a great situation to try to run the ball.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. He leaves it with the back. At the 45 on his way. The Hokies getting set on 1st and 10.
And that's a first down for the offense.
Just when they're looking run, now up top. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes if you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring. I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop you.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
A 3rd and long coming up here.
Get set.
Off the play fake. Quarterback moving. He'll pull it down and run. How about that nice run from this junior quarterback?
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the first down, keep this drive rolling.
Okay, ready?
Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team come into fruition. You just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.